Are you ready?
「
Smash! Yeah! 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 Channel Toro Hero Scribble Guy Smash! Yeah! Yeah!